The Columbia Workshop presents number 14 of 26 by Corwin. Samson, a new verse play by Norman Corwin, starring Mady Christians and Martin Gable, with an original musical score composed and conducted by Bernard Herrmann. Tonight's drama, the first of the Old Testament trilogy, which will include Esther and Job, is based on chapter 13 of the book of Judges, verses 18 through 30.
Lift the curtain. See, the moon is on the face he wears at night. He smiles like a thumb-sucking babe and turns a half-turn in his love crib. Sleep is good news to bone and sinew, therefore to Samson who is bone and sinew, therefore he smiles. Sleep, Samson, sleep, your gifted sleep, each plodding breath a bellows to the forge. This deep, indwelling strength is not a thing of body juices or of blood springs, but of raw hair, lank common hair, bewitched by some black god of Israel. Knowing this secret, I am stronger than your cudgel fist, your wrist of granite. Where is the man in all Philistia can undo such a might and main? 1,000 warriors lie broken in the clay at Lehi, dead of crying Samson's mettle. He smote them as a mower smites the grain, a very mortal scythe. And still he lives among them, quite unconquered. However, what cannot be conquered can be coaxed. The cobra may be sung to sleep, the leopard fanned and petted. Whatever fury's armor cannot fend, softness will soon enough devour. I will awaken Samson to a riddle. What is it that is lighter than a dust mote to the touch, yet crushing as disaster? The answer, any moment of the day, the feather strokes of time, the soft-faced little seconds do hammer down the mighty and stoop mountains under, and trample out the fires of the fiercest stars. This much a woman knows of stratagem. The unsheathed breast is keener than the naked sword. There is the signal. They have come. The lords are here. Less signaling or you are piping your own funeral.
Is he asleep, Delilah?
Yes. Come quietly. How many are you?
7.
You brought the razor to shave off his head?
Yes.
The money also?
Each of us 1,100 silver pieces.
What if Samson wakes and discovers we're all conspirators?
Your wives will waken and discover they are widows.
Who will shave Samson's head?
The lightest finger of you.
Of us?
Who else, then? I? My bargain was to hound my lover's genius to its lair, but not to beard it. That is up to you, brave lords.
Here is the silver.
Put it over there. Well, come now. Who will shear my lion so he be your lamb? What? None of you? The 7 highest lords of the land and all at sea?
I will shave Samson.
You?
It will make me worthy in the eyes of our great god Dagon.
Delilah! Delilah, where are you?
Quick, get away! Be quiet! Quit.
not move. I'll go into him. I am here, Samson! When you hear me hum to him, it will be safe for you to steal into the chamber. Not before.
Why did you leave me?
I got up to watch the full moon wester. Never has the valley been so drugged and scented and serene.
Don't leave me in the night, Delilah. While you were gone, I staggered, sick and sweating in a festal dream whose shape already fades. I reached my arms out to you as if to save myself from drowning in a sea of octopi and fanged eels. But you were nowhere.
There, my poor, beleaguered boy, there. A kiss for Samson's brow. Now hold me softly in the arms that terrify the world.
Delilah.
Never will you be alone again on your love bed. Dear mighty man, so unafraid to stand alone against 1,000 enemies. I will watch over you and intercept all shadows I suspicion of unwholesomeness.
No terrors stalk the earth so leering and so leprous and invincible with evil as the undredged demons of our dreams.
Give over now. Rest now. Fantasy is ruptured. Lie easy in my arms. Here, pillow your head against my knees and sleep, my strong heart. Sleep, beloved. Sleep, my hero.
The wars are over, aren't they?
Yes, the wars are over.
Put by as penitents put by their sins.
Put by.
No more the bleeding bowel and the broken back, the eggshell skull staved in.
No more.
Peace is a nice sentiment.
It is.
A shield hung up forever on the wall.
Yes. And a fat fawn browsing in a wolf-proof meadow.
A wound, sponged clean, and healing under balms and unguents.
Rest your weary head. There. Now go to sleep.
Delilah.
Samson.
We can't see you. Where are you, Delilah? The moon has set. We need a light.
Light your candles. I will shield his eyes.
I have the razor. I am ready.
Then begin.
One lock is shaven.
6 locks more.
2.
5 more.
3.
4.
4.
Hold off. He stirs. Now then, the remainder.
5. 6.
He bubbles at the mouth in some deep, sudsy slumber. Just 1 lock more, and he is shorn for good.
7. Finished.
All but finished. Now it commences. First, clear away this fury-making hair.
Done.
Now make a wider light.
There. Look, he's turning.
He is still asleep. Now, are you ready with your ropes?
Primed and waiting.
Stand back. I will awaken him. Samson! The Philistines are on you, Samson.
What is this? Who are these men, Delilah?
The Philistines are on you, Samson!
No, this is another dream.
He's a man.
Where is my face gone? This is truly but a stubborn nightmare.
He's down now,
Delilah!
Your head, Samson!
My head!
Loose his hands and let him feel his scalp.
Shorn of my secret and my strength.
I sold your strength for silver.
No! Let me shake my head till I am sensible again. I still am in sessions of a dream. This is a tableau out of sleep. This cannot be Delilah, but a counterfeit.
It can be. And it is.
No! This is a play of ghastliness, goaded by some dead lover's mold green envy. My senses do this treason, not Delilah. Oh, my head needs shaking to be clear.
Then let the hand of a Philistine hasten to assist you. He is human and responsive, too. For see, he's bleeding where I hit him in the mouth. Now he begins to know the taste of insult.
I am awake, then. This is a conscious and malignant thing. Betrayed and trapped and bound with rope enough to tie the sun from rising.
Now that you have taken Samson, take him and go. This has been a sleepless night.
The first of many for you. May your sleep be rotted to the core forever, plagued and pursued across the face of night, and cancerous with conscience.
Keep your curses and reproaches in your cheek. I've done what I have done, and I am quit of it. And none of your vile maledictions can corrupt me.
Alas, you're right. Corruption cannot be corrupted any more than truth can be made still truer, or perfection be perfected. How can a soul decayed as yours rot further?
Mouth on, for words are all the strength you have left to you now. Samson, you, whom I have hated while I loved, brood over this. You have been vanquished not by soldiers milling in a bloody mud, but by a woman, quietly, alert, unarmed, companionless, inspired not by fearsome shouts of battle,
but by silver!
Silver, yes, properly. Tribute paid the conqueror for conquering.
Death is a greater conqueror than even you, Delilah. Also quiet and alert, unarmed and unaccompanied. What tribute shall you pay the grave when angry justice overtakes you? With what coin bribe the worm?
With flesh. It can be minted, and it can be forged into a hot and supple metal. My body is the sword that cuts you down.
And a two-faced sword it is, drawn from a scabbard of the foulest treachery, and thrust into the vitals of a trusting sleeper for a sack of silver.
Oh, Felicia! You are my people's enemy, and you are mine. And you are captured like a common thief.
By a common lying hypocrite.
The vanquished would do better not to sneer at the victorious.
Yes, truthfully, Delilah is our greatest army. We should drink to our...
toast to victory!
Yes, to victory!
What a sorry and degenerate victory! Oh, crass, craven Philistia, all war debauched and honor shamed away. Fly skirts for banners, lisp your commands, ride beds to battle, flank with a thigh.
Better than bungling among broken backs and shattered skulls. Listen, the eight of you. I am the sex which fathers so deplore at birth and glumly suffer to be reared. A girl is born, they say. Alas, the pity, luck, and Dagon have deserted you. A girl is born, fit only to attend the wants of masters and to sate their several hungers. We are the weak ones, the veiled ones. We are the women, the opinionless, consulted only by our lovers and our suckling babes. Here is example of our uselessness. This brutish Israelite who in a single brawl at Ashkelon killed 30 men, who out of fury when he was denied a wife, burnt down the cornfields and the vineyards in the time of harvest. This terrifying Samson, who one rowdy midnight wrecked the city gate of Gaza, carried it away upon his shoulders, who at Lehi slew 1,000 of our fighting men, armed only with the jawbone of an ass. This same appalling Samson lies disfranchised here by one such weak and useless and opinionless. A girl child, much deplored at birth. Consider it, my lords and masters, you whom I hate together as I hate all men. Consider it, my fallen lover. In the meantime, go. Go, take him, take yourselves. Remove from here. This incident is ended.
Now we shall do to you as you have done to us.
Impossible. You cannot slay 1,000 of me.
No, but one can die 1,000 deaths. Are you prepared then, Samson?
For anything but justice.
Shall the strong man squeal when we begin? Shall Samson cry for mercy?
You shall not have the pleasure.
No, the pain!
I am far less a spectacle than you. 100 smirking lords set round about a chained and bonded man to do him torture. These are the faces I've seen on bratty boys when picking off the wings of injured flies.
Quiet, murderer, lest we root out your tongue.
Root out my tongue, and still my thoughts shall speak.
And when we hack your hands off, will you raise your stumps against us?
Of little men to vaunt advantage and to sport in the discomfiture of the defeated. The lowest of low lusts is torment, for it lies beneath the bottom instinct of the savage animal. Wolves are more dignified. Snakes, by comparison, walk lofty. Yea, the crawling crab has wings. Not even the despised jackal would guffaw astride his kill. But do proceed, Philistines. There is merriment for such as you in such as me.
Behold, my lords and lieges, here is lore of animals and of their instincts, told to us by kind old Samson. We are but schooling at his feet. Observe and listen. You will learn the tactics of the bee, how ants are provident, how bears deploy the winter, how the supine chrysalis grows wings. Here is the second lesson, Samson. The great and powerful among the animals are short of sight. The whale, who thrashes up a storm with but a flicker of his tail, is squint-eyed. And the elephant, whose legs are pillars left behind from the construction of the earth, sees blurs beyond 2 lengths of its own self. Thus, to adjust sweet nature to its proper scale, your sight should be subtracted, since you are indeed a mighty animal. Or were one. Less vision, therefore, for a holder of outspoken views. This seer among us, this our honored guest, we will now subdivide his eyes.
What? Leave him one eye?
Indeed not. That would fracture all our delicate arithmetic. 2 eyes are only twice 1 eye, but 1 eye is 1,000,000,000 more than none. I have it. We shall multiply.
Is this a riddle now? Samson is fond of riddles.
We shall multiply and not divide. 2 eyes times aught.
The sum is nothing.
Nothing it shall be.
Samson, have you ever seen a cipher close at hand? Or peered into the depths of nothingness?
Yes, I'm looking now into the endless vacancies of souls, each yawning like the ultimate abyss of hell.
Remarkable, the penetration of his eyes. Hand me the red-hot iron. We will execute these scouts at once. Here is the brand. See how it glows, Samson? With this dull light, we shall extinguish light.
Let's see you stare it down.
I'm prepared. Come with your blazing iron.
What will you do for eyes tomorrow, Samson? Have you thought of that?
The God of Israel shall be my eyes.
Ready now, hold him, lest he squirm inside his chain. We are holding him. How do things look now, Samson? Is it as dark as ordinary night or darker?
We cut your eyes out, not your tongue. Speak up when spoken to. Speak,
now, for you will grind long silences away when you are prisoned in the prison house at Gaza. Come! Are you turned to stone? Speak up! Speak! Yes! Speak! Yes! Speak!
Grave, a jolly place beside this prison, crowded and festive. Here I'm double barred with darkness, eyeless and windowless, and blind twice over, and alone. Alone, save for the unbid voices of my smothered mind.
Dear, mighty man, so unafraid to stand alone.
Yet night is talented in many, many ways. I'm instructed in the alphabet of pain. I know the garish color of privation, know the hangdog droop of hopelessness, the ambushes of death.
My poor, beleaguered boy.
I am a brother to the withered and the halt. I, the mighty Samson, shaven and betrayed, spat on, my eyes burned out, walled up, mocked by vile songs and sayings, audience to the abominable memory of sweet and venomous Delilah.
Sleep, my hero, sleep.
Go, woman! Vanish from my vanished sight! Sink down among the rubble of my life!
The Philistines are on you, Samson.
May maggots eat your magging voice, note by note!
My poor, beleaguered boy.
Oh, why do I fence with ghosts? Why listen to the shadow talk? I will take up all kinds of matters with myself. Talk of the weather. Though I be entombed away from winds and rains and all the lights of heaven. Say good mornings to myself. Though morning is a custom and a foreign earth. Count numbers. Though all days are one to me. And there are only ciphers after that. Speak of the future, though the future never speak of me. Argue with... food. The platter slips beneath the door. The bread and water for the growing hair. Feel for it. Crawling like an old dog who's outlived his eyes. Here's the platter. Where's the bread? Oh, what is this reeking meat? This... a fishtail. That means the festival of Dagon has begun. Philistia's thanksgiving to its fishtail god, within whose profane season captives are fed on scraps of ritual. Yes, eyeless Samson, stooped and chained and nibbling fish ends, will be summoned to make sport before the sacrificial feast is through. I, who brought them grief and battle, will now bring them laughter, stumbling like a clown upon the shrine of Dagon.
This is where they said to sit a moment till you're called again to make more sport.
Am I bleeding freely, lad?
No, not really.
Did they think me very comical?
They laughed and shrieked and clapped their hands.
I couldn't hear the crowd. I was so buffeted and spun about and knocked around wherever I could turn. What did they do to me?
They strewed your way with objects into which you walked.
Did several strike me with their clubs?
No, those were things let fall on you from high above.
What was all the chanting?
What they're chanting even now. Our God has delivered Samson, our enemy, into our hands.
Foolish people. It was a goddess, not a god, delivered Samson. Not brazen Dagon with his scaly tail, but Gossamer Delilah with her serpent's tongue.
Did you say something?
No, lad, no. I'm a talker with myself. Pay no heed.
I shall go to the door to watch for the signal when to lead you by the hand again before them.
Go. I will sit here and rest. Why is the Lord departed from his soldier for so long? Where is he stopping at this hour? Where is his panoply mislaid? Lord God, remember me this once.
If I have sinned, my sins are well atoned, are burnt away, gouged out, shriveled in my head. If I have battened on my strength and coddled vanity, then I repent by being weaker than the lad who holds my palsied hand. If I have made unholy, holy things, then retribution is at work. My foe makes merry with my woe. Lord God, remember me this once. Return from where you are. Strengthen me, so that I may be avenged for my 2 eyes. Let the oppressors of my people know the wrath of God again. As once in Ashkelon you moved me, and again at Lehi, and my strength came out of heaven suddenly. I've been heard. My prayer bridged its way to God's great ear. For now, as sudden as before, my blood's resurgent, and my hand no longer mutinies. I will get up and stand between the middle pillars of this house and bow myself with all my might until the columns crumble and the roof fall in. And though I die with the Philistines, they shall die with me.
Samson, you must come now. They're ready for you.
I am ready for them also.
Take hold by hand. So, follow now.
Lad, will you suffer me when we go through the door that I may stand between the middle pillars on which the house is born?
Why, Samson?
That I may lean upon them to regain my strength.
If you will rest there only briefly.
That I promise you. Where is Delilah on this day, so hallowed by Philistia? This sacred day, so soon to be profaned. The triumph of the wicked lasts one afternoon. While they rejoice, disaster soaring in the air, invisibly, as lightning gathers in a summer sky. The straits and torments of defenseless ones, the anguish of the persecuted, all shall be replied to in the proper hour. Boy, where's the door to my humiliation?
Here. I will open it and lead you through. They're jeering at you and saying, bring him on.
Then bring me on. I'll have the last to say of what he said today.
You've been listening to Samson, first of Norman Corwin's Old Testament trilogy, presented as the 14th program in the Columbia Workshops cycle 26 by Corwin. The role of Delilah was performed by Mady Christians, the distinguished actress now starring in the Broadway production of Lillian Hellman's hit play, The Watch on the Rhine. Samson was performed by Barton Gable, noted actor-producer of stage and radio. The original musical score was composed and conducted by Bernard Herrmann. Next week at this time, Columbia will present the second of the biblical trilogy, the premiere of Esther, a new opera by Lynn Murray and Norman Corwin. And 2 weeks from tonight, on August 24th, the third of the trilogy will bring you from Hollywood Charles Lawton and Mr. Corwin's literal adaptation of the Book of Job with an original musical score. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.